Happy and fantastic day, dear children. I welcome you all to the English Corner. Children, how beautifully the bird is flying. See here. So, now we are going to read a lesson. I want something in a cage. This is a lesson in your supplementary reader, chapter 6. Right? Shall we go into the lesson, dear? Mr. Purcell owns a pet shop. This lesson has to touch your experience also, because everybody or most of the children own a pet or likes to own a pet, right? Mr. Purcell owns a pet shop. He owns a pet shop. There is a constant noise of screeching and twittering in the shop, because so many animals, birds, everything will be there. So always there will be a noise. But Mr. Purcell is happily unaware of it because he used to the sounds the animals and birds made. One cold morning, a strange customer calls. This is part 1, outline of part 1, dear. Right? Mr. Purcell did not believe in ghosts. So, nevertheless, the man who bought the 2 doves and his strange act immediately thereafter left him with a distinct sense of uncanny, as though behind his departed customer there had lingered the musty smell of an abandoned haunted house. Haunted house, that means was ghost house. How a ghost house will be full of bad smells, owls, and other screeching smells, sounds, everything, right? So, here also, after a strange behavior of a customer, Mr. Purcell feel that it is a haunted house. His pet shop was a haunted house. Mr. Purcell was a small, fuzzy man, red cheeks. Mr. Purcell's appearance is described here, right? He was a small, fuzzy man, red cheeks, and a tight melon stomach. Melon means what? Watermelon, how it will be? Little bit big, bulged, right? So, same way, he also had a melon stomach. Large glasses magnified his eyes. Magnified means becoming big, showing it bigger, right? So as to give him the appearance of a wise and genial owl. So his appearance and eyes look like a wise owl, right? He owned a pet shop. He sold cats, dogs, and monkeys. So what are there in the pet shop? Cats, dogs, and even monkeys, right? Can you able to understand this, dear? Now, he dealt in fish food and bird seed, prescribed remedies for ailing canaries, and displayed on his shelves long rows of ornate and glided cages. So, what are all the things he sold in his shop? He sold pets, of course, pet foods, right? Fish food we will buy, right? In small box, it will be there. And birds, what they'll eat, birds will eat seeds. So good quality bird seeds also he's selling. Then prescribed remedies for ailing canaries. So when there is a wound for birds or animal pets, for ailing, for curing, ailing means curing, for curing that wounds, he also prescribed medicines for that pets, right? Everything was displayed in a long row of ornate and glided cages. So he considered himself something of a professional man. So he considered him as a professional pet seller, professional, like a doctor, veterinarian, right? Veterinarian in the sense who takes care of animals and birds. Now, a constant stir of movement pervaded his shop, whispered twitters, sly rustling, squeals, cheeps, and sudden squeaks. So all these are sound of animals and birds. Twitters, rustling, squeals, cheeps, and sudden quicks. Quicks. All these are sounds of birds and animals. So just learn the sounds of animals. Uncanny is unusual, right? The word wall is here. Magnified, made to appear big. Magnified eyes. This glass, he wore a glass. Mr. Purcell wore a glass, and that magnified his eyes as very big, right? That's why he is looking like a owl. Author described him as a wise owl there, right? So slight rustling, squeals, cheeps, and sudden squeaks. I told all these are sounds of birds and animals. Now what is canary? Canary is a small, bright and yellow bird noted for its singing, right? You could have seen that bird. Now small feet scampered in frantic circles. Now frightened, bewildered, blindly seeking. So they were searching. Small kids were coming to the pet shop, and the small kids were seeing and enjoying the birds and animals over there. So they are seeking which bird I need, that yellow color bird I like, all that. Can you able to see the customers here? Right? Across the shelves pulsed this endless flicker of life. But the customers who came in and said, aren't they cute? They're enjoying. See how cute that is. Right? Look at that little cage. That is very beautiful. Inside that, yellow color bird is there, blue color bird is there. That is also very cute. All these are the wordings of the customers and the kids who are coming to his pet shop. So the kids are enjoying the pets. They are sweet. They are saying, the customers are saying, they are sweet. And Mr. Purcell himself would smile and briskly rubbed his hands and emphatically shake his head. Yes. Wow, super. This is my pet, right? I own a beautiful pet. All that confidence is coming to himself. So each morning, when a routine of opening his shop was completed, it was a proprietor's custom to perch on a high stool behind the counter, unfolding his morning paper. Folding is you will fold and keep it aside. Unfolding is keeping it open and digest the day's news. So daily he'll read the newspaper. As he reads, he would smirk. So each morning, so what is the routine? After he used to open the shop, after opening his shop, what he will do? He will sit in the counter, right, where the cashes will be given to him, and he will open his newspaper. He will read each and every line of the newspaper. That is what his work. Next is, as he read, he will smirk, frown, reflectively purse his lips, knowingly lift his eyebrows, nod in grave agreement. So when he is reading the newspaper, after reading the newses, he will have a small ideas about the newses. So he will just read that. No, this should not happen. If it is a bad news, then automatically your faces will become very bad, right? You too will feel bad in the sense. And the same way, if it is a good and surprising news, then your eyebrows will be lifted. If the news is okay, then you will nod your head. That is what is happening daily. He read everything, even advice to the lowlawn and the detailed column of advertisement. Each and every word, each and every letter also I can say he will read everything. Even the advertisements, right? It was a rough day. So one morning, it was a rough day. A strong wind blew against the high plate glass windows. Smoke filmed the wintry city. So when there is winter, even now it is winter, you can see the clouds fully dark, right? So a smoke filmed the wintry city, right? Now air was grey with a thick frost. Can you able to see the cloud there? See here, fully gray in color, like a thick frost. Frost in the sense, frost in egg. Frost is what? It will be thick like an ice. Having completed his usual task, Mr. Purcell again mounted the high stool and unfolded his newspaper, morning paper. He adjusted his glass, right, and glanced at the day's headlines. So again, he finished even the advertisement. He closed it. After completing his usual work, what is his usual work? He will go for a rounds. He will give food for fish, all that. After coming, after finishing all his work, he again opened his newspaper. He read the headlines. Chirping and squeaking and mewing vibrated all around him. So the sounds of birds and animals, cats, everything vibrated all around him. Yet Mr. Purcell heard it no more than he would have heard the monotonous ticking of a familiar clock. So back of him, can you able to see a clock over here? So that is what he can able to hear. So concentration will be in his studying the newspaper, and the clock sound will be heard for him and nothing else. Even though so many animals and birds are all around him, he will not hear anything, right? So there was a bell over the door that jingled whenever customer entered. So whenever customer is entering, when somebody is coming to our house, they will click the calling bell, right? Same way here also in shop, they have a bell. Bell over the door that jingle whenever customer entered. This morning, however, for the first time, Mr. Purcell would recall it failed to ring. Customer is coming, but it is not ringing. Simply glanced up and there was a stranger standing just inside the door, as if he had materialized out of thin air. So let us see what the strange customer is saying. The storekeeper slid off his stool. Can you able to see here? Mr. Purcell is falling down, slid off the he slipped out of the stool. From the first installment, he knew instinctively, unreasonably, that the man hates him. But out of habit, he rubbed his hands briskly together, smiled, and what? Nodded. Please, welcome. So what happens? He rubbed his hand, that is his habit. Briskly, he smiled and nodded. Good morning. He beamed. Beamed means a big smile. What can I do for you? So these are the words of Mr. Purcell. Right? So this is end of part 1, dear. Now we have a comprehension check in part 1. Right, true or false, and 2 more questions that we will finish off, and we will see in the next session also, right? Do you have any doubt in this session? You just go through the lesson, read the lessons thoroughly, and try to answer these questions. Right? We'll see in the next session. Thank you.